Thank you for serving as a Rebuild Upstate volunteer. Rebuild Upstate depends on donors and volunteers like you to continue to serve our community. While we want you to have an excellent and rewarding experience at your project today, most importantly, we want you to stay safe. Please take a few minutes to watch the safety video so that you can learn our policies and procedures for on a work site. As a general rule, loose clothing, including open jackets and unbuttoned shirt sleeves, should not be worn at a Rebuild Upstate work site. It is impossible to keep the grounds on work sites completely free of nails, screws, or other sharp objects. Therefore, tennis shoes or work boots are always a requirement for stepping foot on a work site. Make sure you stay hydrated during your project to prevent heat exhaustion. A cooler with water is provided at each job site, and volunteers are welcome to bring their own drinks as well. Be aware of your environment. Running or horseplay is never a good idea around tools and materials at a work site. We also ask that you please stay on the homeowner's property that you're working on. Neighboring houses are not always safe sites to be on. Watch out for cars in the street or driveway. Never assume that the rest of the world is paying attention to where you're walking. That's your job. Smoking is not allowed at a Rebuild Upstate job site. Worksite tools can be dangerous, so it's important not to play around with saws, drills, or other tools while at the worksite. Don't leave unused tools lying around. Keep them organized in a safe place. Keep your eyes out for trip hazards. Never walk across stacks of lumber as you could potentially trip or fall and be seriously injured. Use protective gear, including eye protection and gloves, when working with power tools. Before using a power tool, inspect the tool to verify that there are no loose or damaged parts. Be especially careful handling saw blades and drill bits that may be loose or bent. Make sure power cords and extension cords are not frayed or cut before using them. Be sure to only use heavy-duty extension cords. Never carry tools by the power cord, as this can damage the equipment, and be careful to always keep power cords on dry ground away from water. Don't leave tools running unattended, and unplug power tools when not in use. When working with a miter saw or circular saw, be sure to keep your hands, hair, and clothing away from the blade. Always wait for the blade to stop moving before setting the saw down or moving near the saw, and don't allow bystanders near the saw when in use. Be careful not to cut through electrical cords. When setting up the saw, be sure to use a flat, stable surface. With longer boards, it's safer to have two people holding the board to keep it secure. Pay attention to the boards before you cut. Cutting through wood that is wet, sappy, or has a knot in your cut line will make it more likely to jam. If the saw blade does jam, don't try to force it. Back out of the cut and try again. Never saw through stone, concrete, or metal, including nails or screws. When using a ladder or setting up scaffolding, make sure the surface is even and stable. Make sure to wear closed-toed shoes when climbing a ladder or scaffolding and stay in the center, never leaning off to either side. If it's a ladder, have someone brace when others are climbing up or down. Be careful when lifting heavy objects, including cement or sandbags, concrete blocks, or large equipment. Dropping a heavy object can cause damage to it or to the things on the ground, including your feet. Lift with your legs and avoid twisting as not to put strain on your back. Also be careful when walking with lumber so you don't accidentally or intentionally hit someone else. All Rebuild Upstate trailers are equipped with a first aid kit, and volunteer groups are encouraged to bring their own as well. In the event of an injury, make sure to treat wounds promptly. This is for your safety as well as the safety of others. For serious injury, be sure to call 911 for emergency services, or for less serious injuries, have an adult volunteer drive the injured person to the nearest emergency room or urgent care facility. Never leave volunteers on a work site without access to a vehicle in case of emergency. Thanks again for your attention during this video, and thank you for being a part of the Rebuild Upstate team. Your generosity in giving your time and service is what enables us to improve the lives of hundreds of low-income, disabled, and elderly neighbors in our community. For more information, please check out our Facebook page or rebuildupstate.org to stay involved.